Toastmasters.
Good afternoon.
And to you, Mr. Raj. I prefaced this evaluation from the fact that you were in an advanced manual, and so I'm a little more critical, and I know you've been around speaking for a while, so I'm a little more critical on your talk. But I will try to be kind in my critique of your talk today. Let me just say this. Overall, I thought you had all the parts of your talk. I mean, you had everything there. The one concern I had was I thought it was it wasn't as organized as I thought it could be, and I'll explain why. And real quickly, before I get to that, when we come up here, that first minute, there is no need to apologize for what you didn't do. Keep in mind, anytime we come up here, our goal is to entertain and to inform people. So you don't need to apologize. They don't know what you didn't do or did do. Just come up here and perform the information that you want to perform. So keep that in mind. Do not apologize. So as I said earlier, you had all the pieces to an amazing speech, but I thought the main part that I thought was weak was structure. Everybody say structure.
Structure.
Structure is the key because you had everything there. As opposed to coming out with the apology, I would much rather you came out and say, "Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters," and they respond, and then go into your story about your son. You know, as a parent, you know, my son got his license and he's working, and what we found, my wife and I, that he would go out late and wouldn't call us or come home at an early hour. A story. Most of us can relate to that. And then go into why. Today, fellow Toastmasters, I want to talk to you about being assertive in situations that aren't comfortable. Do you see how it's flowing? Boom. So you've broken it open with the story. People are connecting to the story. Then go into what you want to talk about. Then you can go into your solutions and topic. Now, again, I thought all the pieces were there. It's just getting them in the right order. So, again, I think you start off with that story, and then what you're going to talk about as far as being assertive, and then maybe pose a question. Ken just mentioned this to the audience. How many of you are comfortable with being assertive when you're not real comfortable? You know, that's something we can all kind of go, yeah, we've been there with work. When we want to say something to someone who's chewing that gum or biting those chips and it's real loud, it's a question we can relate to. What that does is connects your audience to your story. It brings them in. I thought you had some great tips as far as speak quickly about your topic. Be direct and be pleasant. Those are great things. And then you offer solutions as far as with your son, what you can do. Why don't you, text us when you a half an hour or something. This way you know where your son is at, your wife knows, your family knows, and there's no worry. Again, I believe you had all the pieces to an amazing talk. It's just kind of forget what you didn't do. Just come out, be entertaining, be Raj, have fun, and say, this happened to me. And I felt a little uncomfortable having to approach my son, but I was concerned, and I had to let him know how I felt. And again, we can all relate to having to say something to someone, a friend, family, that we're not real comfortable saying. So overall, I thought you did a great speech. Boy, that time is going by fast over there. You did a great speech, and I hope to see you up here soon. Mr. General Evaluator.
Alrighty, so we've heard from two evaluators, two speakers, a couple of table topics, folks. If we get